It's Monday morning with Cheryl. Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I have addressed before, and yet I heard it addressed again very briefly on a webinar I just listened to last night. And it is a topic that keeps coming up with my clients, people that I coach, and it's really with parents with children of all different ages. So, what am I talking about? Feelings, emotions, big feelings. I know coming out of COVID, kids are really struggling, and I don't think it's just little ones. I think it's older ones, and I think we as adults sometimes struggle with this too. So what is important that you can walk away with today is the importance of identifying the emotion that you're feeling and then talking about where the sensation is in your body when you're having this emotion. So when I am talking with parents with little children and they say, oh my goodness, my child's having temper tantrums or they're having these big emotions and we're not quite sure what to do. I know I've talked about before whether it's very healthy and it's very normal, and little ones do not have the vocabulary. We always say use your words. Well, they don't necessarily have the words yet at 2, 3, 4 years old to really be able to talk through what they're feeling. So again, this is something I keep hearing. When we name it to tame it, it actually helps us regulate our bodies. So how do we do that? With little kids, I don't know if y'all have seen these or not, there are emotion charts. You can Google it. One of my favorite is Kimochi. It's a Japanese company, and they do a curriculum, and they have these little cute things where I actually have one here, and I've shown them to you before, like little bean bags that have different emotions on them, but they have a feelings chart. And with little ones, you can just ask them to point. You can hang it on the wall and have them point to how they're feeling. There's all different ones. You don't even have to pay for them. You can print them up. You can draw them. But the Kimochi one I just think is really cute. So again, we want even little ones to start identifying their feelings. Of course, we start with happy, sad, surprised, angry, disappointed, some basic ones. But as they start to get older, we want them to get even more granular to really be able to identify what they're feeling. Now, one, yes, it helps the children self-regulate, which is most important, but it also helps us as parents to understand exactly how we can support our child. Disappointed is very different than confused, even though they might be feeling angry as the umbrella word. So it really helps us define, and it helps ourselves when we get very specific about how we're feeling. So I talked about the emotions chart, and again, if you just Google that, a bunch will come up. And then I came across this resource just recently. It's a feelings chart, and yes, I know it got cut off, but I just wanted to give you an example of what this looks like, where we have the basic emotions in the middle: happy, surprised, bad, fearful, angry, disgusted, and sad. And then we want to build out from those. So for example, under happy, we have content, interested, proud, accepted, powerful, peaceful, trusting. And then it even branches out from there to free, joyful, curious, inquisitive, successful, confident. So this is a great way to educate yourself and just think about all the different words we could be using. And what I suggest is model this for your children. So when you're upset, don't just say, oh, I'm feeling so angry. Be specific. I am so frustrated because, or I'm feeling perplexed because, or confused, or I'm really joyful today. Use a broader range of vocabulary, and the kids will learn from you how we identify our emotions. And again, being very granular with those emotions and building the vocabulary to be able to do that. Then when we talk about the sensations in your body, so for example, when I get anxious, I feel it in the upper part of my stomach and it feels like it's in a knot. A child might say, I feel like there's fluttering in my stomach, or there's ants crawling in my stomach stinging me, or it feels like my shoulders are very heavy. These are sensations that we want them to be able to identify as well. Caveat here is that we don't want kids to bury their emotions. We want them to think as a tunnel and that they are working through their emotions. And when we say what they are, again, that is a tool to help us regulate. There are so many different tools to do that. This is just one that is recurring that I wanted to address again. I've given this example before, but I do want to share that at one point I was working with a coach and I just felt stressed all the time. And finally, I asked her to please take off her coach hat and just, could she tell me what she's hearing when I'm speaking and describing what's happening for me? And she said, "You are so burned out." And it was so interesting. The second she said it, I was able to recognize that that indeed was what I was feeling. And when I said it, I did feel a sense of calm. Of course, then I had to make decisions about what do I do with that burnout and how do I take care of myself. But in that moment, it was really, really so huge for me that I was able to name it. And again, I did feel a difference in my body. I felt calm all of a sudden, being able to identify what I was going through and what it felt like inside me. So I want to encourage you to begin doing this, even with little bitty kids. I never underestimate them. Start giving them the words. Start simply, get that emotion chart. And again, then you can move into the feelings chart and start using this for yourself. Hope you found this helpful. I know I did, and I love this feelings chart. I wanted to print it up, and it is feelingschart.com, feelings with the S. I'm going to put it in my next edition of the Parent Brief, so be on the lookout for that. If you're interested, let me know, or you can go to my website to subscribe. Again, it's a once-a-month newsletter. Hope everyone's well. Pay attention to your emotions. Name them to tame them. Take care.